Before we get into the video, if you guys want to buy some really cheap FIFA Ultimate Team coins, head over to FIFA Coin Devil. A link to their website is in the description down below. Use my discount code WOTU5 for 5% off. They have really cheap prices for Ultimate Team coins, so head over to the website and check out their prices. They're very cheap, I promise you. They have one of the best cheap and reliable services, so head over there. Let's get right into the video. Yo, what's up guys? How are you guys doing today? It's me, Quinkun, back with another Manchester United career mode episode. This is episode number 8, and I do have some bad news for you guys. I had to replay the game versus Everton, and we won 2-1. In the previous episode, we did win 4-2, but I forgot to save the career mode and had to replay it. I felt so stupid when I went to get gameplay because I was like, didn't I already face Everton? And I honestly thought that I saved the career mode file. Now I had to play it again, and I thought that the league table was going to look different, but it did look pretty much the same. We had Chelsea in first, City in second, we were in third, Spurs in fourth, and Liverpool in fifth. Now the points are different, but the points difference is pretty much the same. You can compare it to the previous episode. The top 5 are pretty much the same, and even up to like the 11th place, the same teams are in the same spot. And I do want to apologize for that. I honestly thought that I did save the career mode, but it turned out that I didn't. But now we got into a game versus Cardiff City. I did decide to sim it up, and I put my reserved and bench players on there. I did put Memphis to pay to play, and he did score to make it 1-0. Now, if I'm going to get into a game that isn't that important, I will sim it or just show you the highlights of the game. But pretty much, I am going to be simming the games that aren't that important. Ron Van Persie came on as a substitute, and he scored the second goal. Even when Robin Van Persie doesn't play, he goes on, scores a goal, and he's just on fire. He's in form, and hopefully he stays like that the whole damn season. But strikers, you know, they tend to have a good streak, and then out of nowhere they just stop, and hopefully that doesn't happen with Ron Van Persie. If you have a player like Messi or Ronaldo, you should expect those players to score in every game. Now we're getting into a Champions League game versus Galatasaray. They're the best team in Turkey, and it was going to be the best team from Turkey versus the best team from England, and they did go up 1-0. It was a very dumb goal. De Gea came out to kick it out, and we left it for the player from Galatasaray, and he did make it in back of the net. So he scored the goal 1-0, and we were down, and we were striving to get at least a draw. We did have a bunch of opportunities to score the goal to tie the game before halftime, but that didn't happen. Galatasaray had another chance, but after that, their shots weren't on target. They had less chances, and we were controlling the game. Marco Reus looks like he was the only one that wanted to make a difference. He did have a lot of shots on target, but he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't scoring any goals, and that's what I'm scared about, our wingers in this career mode. But Ron Van Persie does draw the game 1-1 before the game ends, and thank God to him, we rescued 1 point versus Galatasaray, and we're still in first place in our group stage. But like I said, I'm scared about Marco Reus. He hasn't done what I expected. He's a great winger, but I did decide to change the formation to a 4-3-3 because that allows our wingers to be more forward. It lets us get faster on the counterattacks, and our wingers score more goals. So hopefully Reus and Kagawa can score more goals, and they could be more productive on the wings. Now we're getting into this game versus Newcastle United, and I did make some substitutions. I took out Luke Shaw and I put in Thomas Vermaelen because Vermaelen can play as a left back. Luke Shaw was playing a lot of games and he was running low on fitness, so I put in Vermaelen. I also took out Kevin Strootman and I put in Daley Blind, and I put in Juan Mata, took out Andededa. So I had Wayne Rooney and Mata in the center mid, and I took out Kagawa and I put in Januzaj. This was an alternate squad, but we did have a lot of great quality players in our squad. Now Newcastle were playing very well. We did have a great opportunity to score for a free kick. Krul was doing such a great job in goal, and Newcastle was actually doing pretty well to get some shots on target, but De Gea was just a rock in the back. Once we got to the second half, Ron Van Persie steals the ball from the Newcastle defender. He smashes it in back of the net, and he manages to score in another game. Ron Van Persie is doing so well. He's getting ready to take the balls away from the defenders. Royce has kind of the same situation, but he does get a pass, gets past the defenders, uses his strength to knock him off, and he does score to make it 2-0. So we were slapping Newcastle United at St. James Park, and Tim Krul, in the first half, he did look like he was a freaking wall and no shots got past him. But once it got to the second half, it looks like the amount of shots were getting to him, and he did let 2 slip in. But Newcastle did have an opportunity to score, and they did score. They discounted off 1 goal, and they made it 2-1. But after this goal, nothing much was happening. We did control most of the game, but Newcastle did have that one opportunity to tie the game back. Now, we do win 2-1. We get the 3 points, and we're still in back of Manchester City and Chelsea. So hopefully we start winning more games, and when I sim matches, hopefully we don't draw or even lose games. And also, if you do sim games, most of your players get yellow cards or even red cards, and they get injured. But we did sim this match in the Capital One Cup, and we won by 4 goals. We smacked them, and we make it to the next round of the Capital One Cup. Now, we're going to be facing Spurs in a very important game. As you guys know, they're right under us in the league table, so this can really separate us in the league table. This could give us more of a bigger advantage and a bigger gap in the points we have against Tottenham Hotspurs. And it was still 0-0 around the 20th minute. Spurs did have a great free kick opportunity to score, but they do kick it over like some retarded nuts. But we were tying the game, and we did have a lot of opportunities, but Wayne Rooney was the one to put the ball in back of the net. And Wayne Rooney finally scores after so many freaking games. He was playing as a center mid, but he just stole the ball from the defenders, and I don't know why that happens on World Class. You get so many opportunities to steal the ball. The same thing happened with Ron Van Persie, but my El Gato messed up, and you guys can see that we did score to make it 2-0. Ron Van Persie did score, but my El Gato, it just turned off. The USB cable was not inserted right, so it just completely shut off, and I had to pause the game, put it back on, and I couldn't show you guys the goal. I'm sorry about that, but Newcastle did score to make it 2-1, and Depay had a great chance to score his goal for Manchester United once again. But I don't know, guys. Every time I have Memphis Depay, he does have great opportunities to score, but his finishing is just so freaking bad. We reached the end of the episode. If you guys did enjoy the episode, remember to leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're new. And if you want Ultimate Team coins, check FIFA Coin Devils. Link is in the description. But with that, I'll see you guys next time. I'm Quinkun. Have a good day.